you are based in Mumbai, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I'm
And
a pediatrician. Couple of interviews,
yeah.
and I'm really happy that it is short and sweet
Otherwise,
because
do you belong to Bhavnagar?
no, it's just my surname. There is
Oh,
no one in Bhav.
okay. No, but the surname must have come from there only, na?
So it like my father-in-law's great like
Okay.
ancestors were originally from Bhavnagar, but from the last 2 to 3 generations, everyone's in Mumbai only.
It's Mumbai only. So you did your
Yes.
medical also from Mumbai.
Yes, from Navi Mumbai. I actually studied pediatrics after marriage.
Let's see. But how did you
Oh,
get to start writing? I mean, from the medical background to
so initially I used to write blogs for this website called Momspresso. It's shut now. Now.
yeah. Okay.
So I used to write parenting articles after I became a mother. I used to write. I started writing,
Right.
and then a few things I used to make up, and then I enjoyed making up stories more than writing the real version of it. So
Okay.
then I totally drifted into short stories because that
Okay.
was fun to write. That's how
Right.
like ultimately I ended up writing a novel.
So I think that is Vardhan,
Yeah.
the backdrop of the what that's the Mumbai scenic, right?
Sorry,
Your background is Mumbai scenic or what?
I don't remember ये कौन सा background है, but it's one of the background. I keep
Okay.
changing the backgrounds since you couple of months back you said that it's getting repeated, so I have to change it. And this is your first book, or you had written before this also?
No, this is my first book, first published book. I have written another, but I'm not finding a publisher for it, so
Okay,
I might
okay.
just.
I think that is the toughest part. Is writing might be easier and publishing, finding a publisher might be a tougher task.
Publishing and marketing is more difficult now. Everybody's
Yeah.
publishing. This editing part is very important because
Yes.
then otherwise the book has mistakes. It puts the reader off. At least I
Yes.
don't like reading a lot of mistakes.
Exactly.
They asked me for 6 lakh rupees to
Oh.
publish the book. Yeah, 6 lakh. I was like, if I had that amount of money lying, I would, market so well. I would
Yeah.
launch in a 5-star place. I would call celebrities. Why would I go to you?
So this is Vardhan. He is doing a lot many things than what I am doing. I know he is.
That is wrong. So I am doing very few things, and on a scale which is minuscule as compared to what Sanjay is doing, trying to de-learn and relearn, de-learn what I have learned all these years, and relearn what is important and what makes you happy and what you should be pursuing in life. So I am right now doing photography. I do cooking. I do spiritual reading, and eventually I want to follow in both of your footsteps and write a book.
Wonderful. Look forward to your book.
And by that time you would have either found a good publisher or you would have become a good publisher yourself, so I will not have a problem.
No, nothing else. I think we'll have a lot of fun on Sunday.
Saying something? Yes. You.
Yeah, I was saying that Sunday we will have a lot of fun. That's how it should be.
Those were a few shots from an icebreaker chat that we had with our artist of today's evening a couple of days back. And now to the show. A warm namaste, good evening, good afternoon, good morning to all our viewers from across the globe. Before I introduce you with our moderator and the artist of the evening, let me give you a quick brief about the show. We started the show in 2021. It was called The Authors Show at that time. And subsequently, we changed it to The Show to include other art forms also on our platform. The show is a virtual platform for artists to showcase their creativity. So those of you interested to feature on the show may contact me on my email ID, sanjaychandra5959 SANJAYCHANDRA59 @gmail.com. We are also recording this episode and will upload the recording on my YouTube channel which is at Sanjay Chandra 5376 and on other social media handles. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel and share your comments. Now, back to the episode. Today's episode is moderated by Vardhan Dharkar. Now, who is Vardhan Dharkar? Let me put the spotlight on him. So let me also quickly, because Vardhan was very particular that I should introduce him very properly. So, Vardhan is a science graduate and chartered accountant with over 30 years of experience in leadership roles at various Indian multinational companies. During the COVID-19 pandemic, he decided to leave the corporate world to pursue his passions. Currently, he is learning Sanskrit and studying the Bhagavad Gita, driven by a deep interest in India's spiritual heritage. He has authored blogs on various Indian festivals, highlighting their relevance in modern times. Besides his scholarly pursuits, he is an avid photographer and enjoys cooking. He aspires to write about India's spiritual heritage in the near future. Now, it will not be fair if I do not introduce myself also. So, I am Sanjay Chandra. I am an electrical engineer by qualification. I work for the government sector, Indian Railways, then the government company, then the private sector, before I decided to quit to pursue my own passions, to tick from my bucket list whatever I could not do earlier in the daily grind. I have published 3 books: The Life and Times of a Common Man, The Gymnast, and Behind Closed Doors. The 3 books are all different genres. First one were memoirs. The second book was contemporary fiction, and the third book is a murder mystery. I also write articles, regularly contribute articles to The Pioneer and The Hindu. Apart from that, I also love traveling, and there are a lot of other interests, I think, which we can talk about sometime later or maybe some other day. But then now I should introduce you to the guest of the evening, which is, let me put the spotlight on her, that is Arva Bhavnagarwala. Now, Arva is a pediatrician and a writer based in Mumbai. When not seeing patients or being patient with her little ones, that's a good one-liner, Arva. She loves to scribble words here and there. Her short stories have appeared in Active Muse, Women's Era, the Hooghly Review, amongst many others. A Little Bit of Love is her debut novel. A little bit of love, or I was starting to say a little about a little bit of love, is the story of Afrah and Sadiq. Afrah is a hopeless romantic with even bigger dreams, and all she wants is to be a school teacher and dodge her mother's ardent attempts at getting her married. Sadiq is a medical student and has his life carefully planned. He wants to be a surgeon and move out, saving himself and his mother from his narcissistic father. But meeting Afra derails those plans. Sadiq must face the consequences of his past choices, and Afra must decide if the secret he kept from her is worth losing him forever. So that is Arva and her debut book. For you, she will talk more about it with Vardhan. So it's now time for me to move out of the frame and hand over the proceedings to Vardhan and Arva. Over to you, Vardhan and Arva.
Namaste to all our viewers in India and outside of India. A warm welcome to all of you to your favorite show, The Show. And today our guest is Dr. Arva Bhavnagarwala. She is, as Sanjay has mentioned, she is doctor by profession. And I must add here that in the last 3 months or so, on our show, we have seen engineers, MBAs, doctorates, IAS officers, and lawyers appearing. And today now we have the distinction of having a doctor on our show. That also goes to show that writing is something which all of us can do, provided we give time. It's not something that only a student of art can do it. So welcome to show, Arva, and
Thank
let's
you so
begin
much.
our conversation.
Thank you so much for the lovely introduction. I'm really glad I got this opportunity to be a part of the show. Thank you so much.
So let's begin our conversation.
Yes.
So my first question is, which author you admire most, who has influenced you in your life as well as in your writing?
I cannot name a single author as such. There are so many of them who have influenced me and my writing style. I think in the romance genre, I would say many American authors like Emily Henry, Ali Hazelwood, and of late Bolu. There was a book by the author Bolu Babalola, which was really fantastic. And I someday I aspire to maybe write like them. But they have influenced my writing style a lot.
Okay. One question I wanted to ask, maybe even the earlier authors who appeared on the show, but I will take the opportunity of asking you, is that we Indians have such a good mastery over English language, and we also happen to be the largest producers of the movies. But if you see the literary scene and the authors, the global names that are there, we hardly find many Indian names appearing over there. What you think is that is holding us back from dominating that field also? And do you think that in near future that scenario can change?
I think the main reason holding us back is the lack of publicity and marketing for Indian authors. See, India per se is a market for non-fiction and literary fiction, and those authors are doing really well. But with regards to other genres like fantasy, mystery, romance, we don't get that much of an opportunity to portray ourselves on a bigger scale. That is mainly dominated by the Western authors. So I think if given a chance if given an equal opportunity to us, I think we can dominate the literary scene as well. It's all about being in the right place at the right time.
So I think something like what happened to the cricket field is where the Indian Cricket Board really pumped in money and marketed itself very well. You need a good publisher who can actually find out good talent and market them properly.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
There's
Now,
not a dearth of talent in India. Like there are so many amazing writers, but the only thing is they don't get that opportunity to showcase themselves.
so let's hope that in next 10 years or so, the scenario will completely change and we will find many more Indian authors who will be globally known than what it is today. So coming to you, uh, from writing prescriptions to writing the novels and writing prescriptions which only chemists could read, hopefully, and writing novels which everyone can read. That journey, we would definitely love to know how did that happen? When did you start writing and when did you realize that you can write?
So I was always an avid reader. I loved reading I loved reading fiction along with my medical books. And then there was a certain point in my life where after I had my first child, I had some free time, and that's when another friend introduced me to blogging. So that's how my writing journey started. I used to write parenting articles for some websites, and then later I realized adding more stories in it made it fun. So then instead of writing a true picture of my parenting, I used to twist some things here and there and make up a story. And that I realized was enjoyed more by the readers. And that's how I got into writing short stories. And then the transition from short to long form didn't take much time. it happened organically. And that's how I started, like in the long form, I started writing. And I've always written romance only, contemporary fiction and romance being the primary genre of interest.
Okay. And coming to the novel that you have written and published, A Little Bit of Love. Maybe if you can talk about that book and how did that happen and what's broadly, what is the story?
So I wrote this book in September 2021. This book has undergone a lot of rewrites, revisions. Ultimately, I started, first I queried, I wrote emails to many Indian agents and publishers, but there wasn't any response from anyone. And that's when I discovered Twitter. The writing community of Twitter is amazing. And I built up resources from that site. I made some friends who encouraged me to write to American agents and publishers across the world. So that's how that querying journey started. And ultimately, I landed a publisher based in New York. They are small. They are called Shahrazad Shelves, and they are owned by two Muslim women who give priority to Muslim authors first. They also publish other books, and their first non-Muslim book, which is a middle grade fantasy, is releasing in 3 days. So they are doing a really good job. They pick up very few authors every year, and they give all of their attention to them. Their cover design is superb. They gave me two different covers for my book. I would like to show it. One is
Please.
the one which we usually see on the Amazon website, and another is a special hardcover edition, which was designed as a Monarch edition. It's a hardcover book, and I love the design. And I hope more people know about this and they can get this.
Okay. So maybe if you can spend some time in describing the story and the background.
Yes. So this story features Afrah, who wants to be a teacher someday, but she's bogged down by her family's expectations of getting her married. She's very stubborn. She knows what she wants, and she wants to achieve her goals and not settle in the typical routine of many middle-class Indian Muslim families. So she meets Sadiq first during the Mumbai floods, which was a true incident, if you remember, in 2005. She meets him in a flooded bus, and she encourages him to get down, but he doesn't because he's protecting his medical textbooks. Now, this is kind of inspired by a true event. It has occurred with me. I have been through those floods, and I have had a very devastating experience. So that kind of comes in the opening of the book. And that's how they keep meeting. And then the Mumbai local train form an integral part of the story. They both travel to New Bombay for their jobs and the medical college, respectively. So they meet at Kurla station, the Harbour line, which is always crowded, and how they like interact gradually, slowly. That forms the crux of the story. The pace of the book is medium pace. It doesn't go too fast as well, so you need to be patient to reach the middle point, after which the book really picks up. This I purposely did this because I wanted the readers to understand each character, what drives them, and their relationships with their own families. And when they fall in love, of course, there is another twist which breaks them apart. And for that twist, I think you'll have to read the book. And then ultimately they get together. And I have another important thing is I have highlighted some medical issues in the book, which we don't get to see in commercial fiction. Like Afrah has vitiligo, which is a skin condition. It is pretty common these days, but still in those times, the book is set in 2005. People were not that aware about it. So what kind of things she faces at work because of a skin condition are also mentioned in the book. I think it is important that we don't just give importance to the physical character, the physical appearance of a person. So this book is flawed in that it shows the flawed physical appearances and their inner thoughts as well. No one can be perfect. Each one of us looks out for our own needs. We are selfish that way. So that I have tried to show that with the characters as well.
Very interesting, and I am sure that our viewers would definitely be now looking forward to reading the book. Maybe at this stage, I would request you if you can read a passage from the book. That is something which our viewers would definitely love.
Sure, I'll read the scene where Afra first meets Sadiq.
Yeah.
So while Arva is going through the book, so there was a comment from Narendrajit Kaurji. She is herself an author, and she says, "Good evening, everyone. What a sweet person Arva is." And then she mentions book promotion in India is a problem, which even I can vouch for, being a published author myself. Yes, Arva, please go ahead.
Yes. Yeah. I slowed, curiosity getting the better of me. Torn between going home and being nosy, I hesitated at the bottom of the staircase of my building. I was already drenched and late. A few more minutes wouldn't do any harm. More people gathered outside the bus as I approached. I couldn't determine who was inside at this distance, but it dawned on me that maybe a woman was trapped inside, scared of the men surrounding her. Water hugged my knees as I reached the bus, and a teenage boy nearby said, "Be careful, it's a bit deep here." I shrugged at his warning, having waded through deeper waters already from the railway station. The boy continued, "Do you know the man inside? He refuses to come out. We all tried our best, but he won't listen." "Man? I thought it was a woman," I replied. "Should I go back now? If it were a woman, I'd surely help her. But this man?" Biting my lip, I made my decision. I had come this far.
So I don't know whether you heard my comments, what Narendrajit Kaurji had written. Book promotion in India is a problem.
Yes.
And,
No, that is very true. And I think that is something which needs to change, because until and unless we have a robust infrastructure for publishing, till that time, the talent that we have will not be showcased.
Yeah, in fact, even I am now thinking of starting my own literary agency and start representing authors myself. So let's see how progresses. Arva, I think you had we missed you in between. So yeah, please continue once again. Yeah.
I think the last sentence which I was reading is, he looked in my direction as I approached. I couldn't make out his face from where I stood, but I saw one thing clearly. He was clutching two huge plastic bags. So this is the opening scene how Afra first meets Sadiq.
Okay, very, very engrossing, and something which will definitely inspire people to read the book. They will be motivated to read it. Very good. One question I wanted to ask you is that since you are a doctor by profession, which are the qualities of being a doctor helped you in your writing pursuit, and vice versa? The qualities of being a writer helped you in your medical profession.
I think like I had never thought that I would actually write, but I think the command over the English language came naturally to me, and English is not our first language. So, but being a doctor, we had to be thorough with it, and that's how that kind of helped me to get the basic grammar, syntax, and all that right when I began to write. Of course, the minor details, the minor things, we always need another pair of eyes to go through and point those out. But that was the main thing. And another thing is, in particular with this book, what Sadiq goes through in the book during his internship, the very hectic night duties and all, which I have been through also. So that kind of inspired me to write about his character.
Okay, okay, very interesting. What are your future plans? What can we expect? How many more books and which genre?
I want to write, I definitely want to write more books. One is already done, and I'm looking for an agent or a publisher for it. Again, it's a contemporary romance set in Mumbai between a doctor and an actor. So it is kind of fun to read. It's a light romance. And another one I've planned it. I'm yet to begin writing. And I'm also delving into picture books for children. It's something which I really want to explore more. So I'm working on that, on those as well.
Perfect. Perfect. In fact, you are searching for the agent, literary agent, and Sanjay is thinking of starting the agency himself. So maybe you
That's
should be
fantastic.
talking to him now.
So,
Yes.
I think we can connect offline, Arva. So yeah,
Exactly.
Vardhan, please.
So that's very good. So can we expect your next book in, let's say, next 12 months or so?
I don't think so. Like the
No?
book is ready, but publishing is a very slow process. So
Yeah.
even if I find an agent or a publisher, it's going to take time. If I choose to self-publish, then yes, surely in the next 12 months or so.
Okay. Okay. We will have patience and we will wait for your next book. So as part of the show, we also have a rapid fire round. And I'm sure that you will enjoy the rapid fire round. Can we start that? Sanjay, we have enough time?
Yeah, we have time. Please go ahead and
Perfect. Perfect. So my first question, your preferred mode of writing, laptop or pen and paper?
Laptop.
Laptop. Okay. All-time favorite movie?
Notting Hill.
Nothing. All-time favorite actor?
Shah Rukh Khan.
Shah Rukh Khan. Okay. If you are not writing and if you are not prescribing a prescription, if you are not writing prescriptions, what is it that you will be doing?
With a whistle referring my kids. Stop
With a
fighting.
whistle? Okay. Okay.
Being a referee to
Okay.
my kids.
Okay. Okay. Very. Favorite holiday destination?
Goa.
Goa. And outside of India?
Outside of India, I would like to visit Mauritius.
Perfect. Complete the sentence. Dr. Arva is.
Dr. Arva is, oh, that's difficult. Dr. Arva is sincere, hardworking, and a sweet person.
Perfect. So congratulations. You have passed the rapid fire round with flying colors.
Thank you so
And
much.
so now let's throw the forum open. Sanjay and those who are present on the show, maybe they would love to ask the questions.
yeah, we have about 5 minutes. So before but Narendrajit ji has written all the best, Arva. More power to your pen. And so if there are any questions, I think Arva is all yours. Anybody, if they would like to, please raise your hand, and we would like to hear you or your query to Arva. We have a good presence today. So if
Yes.
there is any, no, I think there are. I don't see any raised hands, so I think that's it. We don't have people looking for any questions from Arva. I think they would all love to read a little bit of love by Arva. And so that brings us to the end of our episode today. Short and sweet, I would say, and that's how the episodes should be. So I would request all the viewers who are watching this show to please do read a little bit of love by Arva Bhavnagarwala, and also please share your honest critical review for the same, because it's these reviews which help authors to improve upon themselves and to keep them going. Sonia says, lovely interaction, enjoyed this interview with Arva. So with a slight modification, it was not exactly an interview. I would not call it an interview. It was an interaction. It was a fireside chat, as Vardhan loves to call it. And so that was what it was. And I would like to thank Sonia and all others, Narendrajit ji, Manisha, Pavitra, Nafisa, Rashmi, who were there on this episode today. So please do read the book and do share your reviews. And with that, we come to a close. Do watch out for our next episode, notification on the next episode. We recorded this today's episode also, and we will be sharing it on my YouTube channel. Rashmi Agarwal says, I have read the book. It is a great story. So, we'll be sharing the episode on my YouTube channel, which was at Sanjay Chandra 5376. Please do subscribe to the channel and do share your comments on the channel and on the other social media handles where I will be posting it. Manisha Sahu says, all the best. Oh, let me open the chats. I think there are so many chats that lovely interaction. That was Sonia. I think I did not miss anything before that. I have read the book, enjoyed. Rashmi says, even my 13-year-old daughter loved it. That's wonderful. Nafisa says, I have read the book, lovely, interesting book. And Manisha says, all the best. Arva had a lovely time listening to you talk about your book and your writing journey thus far. Rashmi once again says she has only one complaint. That I presume that means her daughter. She has only one complaint. Why did you not get them married away? Would you like to respond to that, Arva?
Yeah, maybe in my future books, I will introduce them as like a spin-off characters married and having children, maybe. So then Rashmi's daughter can read that.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, Rashmi, I hope your daughter would love that. So that's it, and thank you all very much once again. Namaste to everyone, and have a safe, wonderful Sunday evening. I believe Mumbai must be raining in Mumbai these days. It's not yet.
Really.
Not
We are
really.
still
Yes,
waiting for
yeah,
good
no.
rains.
Okay. Okay, so that's it. So thank you all very much. Thank you, Arva. Thank you, Vardhan. And goodbye.
Namaste, Dr. Arva, and all the best to you for your
Thank
future
you so much.
endeavors.
Thank you so much. It was a lot of fun talking to you.
And
Thank you.
as a
Pleasure is
parting, Sonia says that's a wonderful idea. And Rashmi says, will let my daughter know. So that's it. Thank you. Bye-bye once again.
Thank
Bye.
you.